Hello there, Ray Reese, personal training manager, Anytime Fitness, Chestnut Hill. All right, so we've got a base workout for you today. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is gonna be a challenge. And I say that because I care about you, and I don't wanna, I feel like we're far enough in this relationship that, we should be as thoroughly honest as possible. This is gonna be a challenging one, not because of the moves themselves, but the amount of stability and stamina that's gonna be required to accomplish the set, all right? So you're gonna do each movement. It's gonna be a multiple of 8. It's gonna be generally 16 to 32 or 8 to 16. And usually the goal for the number of circuits, the number of rounds, is 3 to 5 times. We're gonna aim for 2 to 3 times. Now again, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to prepare you. This one's gonna require some oomph. And you're gonna need a bunch of stuff, all right? So now, a lot of this stuff is gonna be optional. You can substitute things. You may not have all of it, but some cones or something to mark out the floor with would be helpful. Not necessarily, I mean, again, it could be whatever. It could be, a water bottle or whatever, all right? Why did I even, boom. All right, you will need a pair of dumbbells or, again, a pair of something to hold. If you happen to have a sandbag, you'll need a sandbag or something similar. Laundry bag, stuff with clothes, book bag, and really for the exercise that we're doing, you can probably use a single dumbbell. And I'll show you the modification for that. And you will also, a mat can help. And you're gonna need some stairs or steps or what have you. If you don't have any, just use your neighbors. Go find somebody's. This one's gonna be a bit more challenging to modify because the thing that would be the modification is already in here. So there's something else that I went, you will need some water. Have this handy, okay? Ideally, so we're gonna have 7 exercises and then we're gonna have a water break. Ideally, you would be drinking this in between each circuit. However, I say screw that and just hydrate as you need to in between exercises. Try to not stop the exercise in order to get some water. Try to finish, just you may want to have 2 of these by your side. There's something else. Oh, so I mentioned that probably going to try to complete this 2 to 3 times. That will vary according to how many repetitions of each exercise you do. So like I said, it's generally a range. It's going to be multiples of 8 or 16. And I would suggest that if you're aiming to do it 3 times, the first time I would do the lower end. the lower end of the spectrum. So like if the options are 16 to 32, maybe the first time you do 16. Then you come back through, you do 32 the second time. And you come back through again, you can decide, well, whether you want to do it again or not, or whether you want to cut it back down to 8, so on and so forth. I just don't recommend starting with the most to start off, because I don't want you to get like overworked and then like, F this, I'm not even doing a second round. All right. So yeah, and I will tell you in advance, this is going to be a challenge for me as well, even just demonstrating. So I'm going to be sweating. I'm sweating now. I'm sweating now thinking about this because I had to write this out. So I know what's coming. And I've got on a long sleeve shirt, and it's like, it's laundry day sort of, and it's hot out, and today's the long sleeve shirt day and the hot day. Anyway, we're going to do this. All right. Now, keep in mind, like I said, you're going to do between 8 and 16 or 16 and 32, whatever number I say. I'm not going to do the whole number when I demonstrate. I'm going to do like 4. Sorry. Yeah. So we're gonna get ready, get set up here, have some fun. All right. So yeah, I should demonstrate the exercises. I'll do it one at a time as we get to them. All right. So the first thing that we're going to have is a lateral shuffle. All right. So lateral shuffle. Now, you're going to do this 8 to 16 times. You can add a toe touch. You can do more of a hop. Now, again, I said 8 to 16. A lot of that is going to be determined by how wide apart your cones or your targets are. So if you're going like the width of the room, maybe 8 will do. If you're going just this far, 16. Like I said, first time through, maybe try on the lower end. All right, then we're gonna go into our wide floor press. So you're gonna need your dumbbells and possibly a mat. All right. So, okay. You're gonna lay down. Your elbows are gonna be away from your sides. Your wrists are gonna be in line with your elbows. And then you're going to press up towards the sky. You're not going to bring the dumbbells together. All right, so we're not bringing them together here. We're just taking them straight up and down, up and down. All right, so you'll do those 16 to 32 times. That's going to be dependent upon how heavy your weight is. All right, so if yours are light, then you would do, 32 at an even pace. If you're kind of struggling a little bit, you'll aim for 16. And it can help to have like smaller increments in your head. So if you're saying, yeah, I'm gonna do 16, maybe do 4 sets of 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then catch your breath Or if you're resting, maybe one just rest it here. But you don't have to try to do arm curls, get it back up. All right. So 16 to 32. All right. Then, while we're still down here, we have reverse plank flies with an object, whether it's a dumbbell or it's a sandbag. I'll grab the sandbag. However, this is a reverse fly. All right. So we're trying to work our back. All right. We're trying to work the back, the middle part with the shoulder blades in there, right? Trying to work that area. So the motion for this, whichever hand is planted, no, never mind, I'm not gonna explain it that way. Think of a back slap. Somebody talked about your mama's potato salad, pow, right? Hypothetically, my mom, her potato salad was all right. That was pretty good. Pow, all right? So what you would do, let's say you had a dumbbell. Your plant hand it's under you. Your hands are in front of the dumbbell, all right? Reach across. So it's the opposite hand that grabs. Now you're in a plank, but you don't have to be too low, because if you take your hand up, you run the risk of falling over. So it's okay to have those hips up a little bit. But obviously, the lower your hips are, the more of a challenge it'll be, the more of a workout. So that's with the dumbbell, right? Now, if you do that with the sandbag, and I'll tell you now, this is 8. This is the only one that's just like 8 total. It's not 8 to 16, it's just 8. All right. If you have a bag, sorry. Now, in my experience, the slidey option is easier than the dumbbell option. However, you still want to try to get it as far out as you can. So, if I'm here, get it out there. Reach. We want to try to avoid, however, twisting our entire body. You want to reach that arm across, get it out far. All right, so 8 for those. You use the bag. 16 might be doable. You're just because you're not going to be able to get it as far out. Like, it's not going to be nearly as far away from you as the dumbbell would be. So then, once we do that, we can stand up. You'll probably want to get some water. All right. Then we've got reverse lunges. Whew. You can use body weight, dumbbells, or your sandbag. Yeah. So you can either, so you've got a lot of options. You can either use 2 dumbbells. All right. You can use 2 dumbbells. You can use 1 dumbbell one side. Right? You could do similar concept. 2 dumbbells, one side. All right? So you've got 16 to 32 of those. So you can either do, if you're choosing 16, you can do 8 on one side, 8 on the other, or 16 alternating. Similar philosophy with 32, either 16 and 16 or 32 alternating. You can use your object. You got your sandbag. All right, stepping back, keeping that torso upright, going straight down, up, reset, back, down, up, reset. You don't want to lean over. You don't want to lean back. Just, despite what Fat Joe might tell you, step back without leaning forward. Boom, right? Or body weight. So, and then I'd be like, dude, I need a water break. And I was like, oh, go ahead, do it. I got to lead by example. All right. So then we've got our close rows. All right. We're going to be in a good hip hinge. Hips are back. Back is straight. Elbows going up. Elbows are staying close to our sides. All right. Now, ideally, you would do 32. Now, that 32 is easy for me to write. However, you may get here after having done all of these things in a row and get here like, look, I only have the energy to do 16. Excellent. Listen to your body and modify accordingly. Yeah, listen to your body. Even though we set like the floor at 8 to 16 and the ceiling at 16 to 32, if you're doing like 6 of a thing, whew, and you feel something or you just fatigued, chill out. You know, you can stop. You can do 6, pause, do the final 2, or if it's like you feel uncomfortable, you know, and unsteady, if 6 is like the max that you can do, then hey, you know what? Do that 6, move on. All right? And it is not a sign of failure. If you're tired, good. That means you are pushing yourself, you know, to make yourself stronger. You're supposed to get tired, all right? So after those close rows, we've got our step ups. And similar to the lunges, we have a couple of different options. Now, this here that I have is set purposely high so that you can see it easier, but you can use whichever height. Like, so if you're using steps, you're probably gonna wind up, if you're doing 2 steps, probably gonna be down here. But like I said, mine is higher so that you can better see. All right, so we've got step ups. We've got a couple of options. Actually, prefer to do it this way. All right, so you're either gonna do, so if we're doing 16 to 32, let's assume it's the first time through, we're doing 16, you can do say 8 on one side, you know, just one side for that entire set, and then switch to the other side. All right. Or you can alternate while still only having one foot on the step at a time. So now, I feel a little unsteady, you can, in any of these, put that foot up there if you need to. If you're switching, lay down, switch. Make sure you switch at the ground. Don't switch up here, because then you'll just keep doing the same leg. All right, and you can hold, like we said with the lunges, you can hold 2 dumbbells, especially if you're alternating, right? You can hold 2 dumbbells. You can hold 1 dumbbell on one side. In this instance, unlike the lunges, whichever leg is up, that's going to be the leg, that's going to be the side that you hold the dumbbell on. Because if you hold it on the side, if you hold it on the opposite side, it's going to pull you over to the side and you won't have any stability. As opposed to, if I'm using the opposite leg with a lunge, well, I still have both legs supporting me. All right? So, as far as height, the higher it is, the lower the lower on the spectrum I expect you to be. So this here, I've got my knee at 90 degrees with my hips. Anything higher than that would be too high. Ideally, you want your leg close to 90 degrees. If what you have, if you got 2 steps, like you've got your handrail and that's as high as you can get based on the steps, that's fine. But just use that, but then you want to have to try to aim for 32 instead of 16, right? Boom. And whichever height you choose, you have to, 2 notes. Come down with control and don't try to launch yourself with the rear leg. All right? So we're pulling ourselves up with the plant leg. Inhale. Come down with control. All right? So we don't want to try to jump into it. At the same time, we don't want to crash. All right? So it's control up, control down. Control up, control down. All right? Then you may say, hey, I deserve a water break. And I'll be like, all right, go ahead and get it. So after that, we have our final exercise of the circuit. Now, this is the plank that you're gonna hold, the type of plank that you're gonna hold for as long as possible. However, the idea here is to get that heart rate to come down after having done the step-ups and the rows and having done some higher energy stuff. We're bringing that heart rate down, because after that, then we're gonna take an official extended water break before we start again. All right, so we're gonna do a plank, but with making a diamond or a triangle. So I guess you can see. So whichever it can. So like it can be, the rock or whatever, delta thingamajammy. All right. However you get, but your 4 fingers and your thumbs touch. All right. And then what you're gonna do? You're just in a plank, right? So, and I'm just holding here. That's all that I'm doing. And you're gonna stay here as long as possible. All right? You're gonna hold it. Once you're done, you breathe, and then you take your official super extended water break. So you may want to do a 2 to 3 minute water break. So normally my water breaks are, between exercises, my transition period, 15 to 30 seconds. Water break, 45 seconds to a minute. This one, man, you can take 30 seconds to a minute between each exercise if you need to. At the end of the circuit, your water break, that can be 2 minutes. All right? And then hopefully, you'll be, I don't want to say sweating like I am, because sweat isn't, never mind. Just because you're sweating hard doesn't mean you're burning fat. Just because you're not sweating doesn't mean you're not working. So don't let sweat be like your goal. Anyway, that's it for today. Also, we have not only do we have virtual training, feel free to reach out, but we have a challenge that we post on our Facebook and our Instagram, so please try to follow us. If you do the challenge, you'll be entered, to win like a gift card or a free training session. So all you gotta do is look at the video, and it'll be like an exercise. Hey, do this exercise. See if you can do it for X amount of times, and then you tag us or send it to us or whatever, and then maybe you'll win something. All right. So there's one posted earlier today. There'll be one posted tomorrow, and I think another one posted on Sunday. So take a look. Either way, have some fun, have some faith, and have a great weekend. All right. Ray Reese, personal training manager, Anytime Fitness, Chestnut Hill. See you. Bye-bye.